been a long time since I've had the camera in the dash mount. So here's the deal. I didn't plan on doing any recording today. I just wanted to get through my day. They said there was a chance of heavy thunderstorms about 3 or 4 o'clock. It is 2:41. I just finished my, well, almost last 2 lawns. I got one more, and that's the hill that I need the Ferris for. I just wanted to get through today. It got dark over me a few times, but it's never rained, and it still looks like, I don't know, the clouds are kind of sketchy. But anyway, the point of this is, I was just not going to film anything, and then tomorrow, you know, do a vlog and update you on how the Ferris was today. Well, I did all my mowing today, and then I went home and I grabbed the Ferris because my house is on the way to that lawn with the hill, and I went and got the Ferris, and I was going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 more lawns and then the hill, and then I'd be done. Well, I got to the first lawn I was using the Ferris on. I made 1 lap around and it took a shit. Took a shit. Done. Again. After everything. Good freaking Lord. Well, apparently it wasn't the coils. However, I'm sure it needed those coils anyway. And one of the coils was going bad intermittently, on and off, you know what I mean? So, you know, that coil was on its way out anyway. So it's probably a good thing that I changed them both. But, so I called up my buddy that I've mentioned him before. He's an older gentleman. He's got a small engine shop, and when I don't have time to get to stuff, or when something's far beyond my expertise, I call him, or the machine will go to him. Well, he's the one that had it in the beginning of the year, if you guys remember those videos, and when we thought it was fuel issue. And then whatever he did to it, you know, we got all that crap out of the tank, and, you know, cleaned the car, put the extra fuel filter in the line, all that stuff. It lasted a couple days. It took crap again. Went back to him, and then I can't even remember at that point what he did to it, but he did other stuff to it, and it lasted like a month and a half of using it a lot, putting a lot, probably 60, 70 hours on it, which, you know, I say is a lot for a mower. I usually only use 1 day a week. So, and then up until a week and a half ago or whatever, when it started crapping out again. So anyway, I called him and I said, listen, since I got it back from you, you know, it made it halfway through 1 yard, took a crap again. So Ryan and I took all the fuel lines, fuel filter, fuel pump, everything off it. We put all new on it. I replaced both the coils. And I told him whatever else I'd done to it in the last week or so. I did order a new PTO switch and a new ignition switch. Those haven't come in yet. But anyway, I said, this is everything I've done, and this thing just took a crap again. You know, what are you thinking? And he said, well, you did say when Ryan had it before, he had an issue with one of the fuses in the fuse block, so we bypassed it. He bypassed the fuse block and put an inline fuse in there, and that fixed his problem. But the problem it had when Ryan had it was it wouldn't start. It didn't want to start. It wouldn't even want to turn over. So he did that, and then it worked perfect. Never had a problem again. Never had a problem with the way it ran, just getting it to start. So he had done that. So when my buddy had it this last time, what he did is he found that the top fuse in the fuse block was all corroded. It was crapped out. So he cleaned the inside of the terminals in that fuse section, and took that crap fuse out there, put a new one in. It ran great for him, and then I got it back and it crapped again, and you guys know the story. So he said there's only 2 things left that I would say it could possibly be, and that would be the fuel solenoid that screws into the bottom of the bowl of the carburetor, because that's electronic and it controls fuel. He said either that, he says every time I tested it was fine, but that don't mean that it's not intermittent. It's working, it's not, it's working, it's not. So he said the only 2 things that I would say would be that, and that fuse block is just shot. He doesn't have one of those fuel solenoids. I'm sure I can go to the dealer and grab one, but he does have a new fuse block. So I called Ryan and I said, what are you doing? He says, I got 2 more real big lawns I gotta mow. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go pick up this fuse block, which that guy lives right around the corner from Ryan. I said, I'm gonna go pick up that fuse block and I'm gonna come over to your house. Let's swap out that fuse block, and then I will go with you and help you mow those 2 big accounts, because they're huge. They're like 6 acres each. I said, I'll go with you. We'll take his brand new ZK stander. We'll take the Ferris, but we'll also take the Tiger Cat that I sold him. I said, so then that way, when we get to them properties, if the Ferris takes a shit again, or it's just not working, whatever the case, I'll just jump on the Tiger Cat and I'll help you finish knocking out those 2 big properties. And he said, okay, great, sounds good. So I'm on my way right now to go pick up that fuse block, which is like 5 minutes away. Ryan lives like 3 minutes away from him. So I'm gonna go do that, and we're gonna wire in the new one, and we're gonna go to his property and start mowing with it. And I guess I'll film there today, and I'll film me mowing with the Ferris, and if Ferris takes a crap, I'll film me mowing with the Tiger Cat, providing I can film on his properties. I didn't ask him, but I'll ask him first. He just recently got a GoPro. I think he's gonna start making videos, which I think is gonna be pretty awesome. If he does and he creates his own channel, I'll put a shout out, so to speak, on here to you guys, and you guys can go on and follow him. I'm sure he would put out some pretty awesome videos. So, but anyway, I'll ask his permission first, and if I can, then I will. That's when I'll film. But either way, so that's what I'm going to do now. Another day. What are you going to do? You can't get mad. I mean, I'm mad. I'm irritated with the whole situation, but you know, you can't get so stressed out and let it take you down, because I mean, it's the business, man. Shit happens, especially with used mowers. That's why I don't buy used mowers anymore. And if it wasn't for just a couple properties I had to have this for, I would just go buy a new walk behind. If I had a bunch of properties I needed a walk behind for, I'd just go buy a new one. But that's not the case, and I don't. So, you know, try to get this one running, because it'll be a phenomenal mower. I mean, the whole time it was running great. It was an excellent mower. So, you know, if I can get it back to how it was running, then it'll do what I need it to do. Okay, I don't know how long the battery's gonna last. We're gonna try. I just mowed that whole property. I trimmed out both properties, and then I just outlined this one. So now I gotta mow this one. I'm gonna film that, but it's been a little over a week since I made a video, so we got a lot to talk about. Okay, so continuation from that. It ended up, after we did the fuse block, that didn't fix it either. We had the machine torn apart in Ryan's garage for 2 days. We replaced the ignition switch, the PTO switch, still didn't fix it. We end up tearing the entire carb apart, and we bought a carb rebuild kit, and we rebuilt the whole carburetor. We found all kinds of pieces in the carburetor. The air filter is a 2-filter system, as most mowers are nowadays. I pull the air filter out of all my mowers at least once a week and blow them out when I'm cleaning them up and greasing them and everything. But I never pull that inner filter out. Well, from now on, that's not going to happen. What ended up happening, the white like fabric that goes around the inner filter started to deteriorate, and it got sucked right into the carb. I switched to a new style inner pre-filter now. It's blue, and it doesn't have the fabric or the white fabric around the outside, so there might be something you guys want to check. But I have since mowed, over a period of 4 or 5 days, probably 15 lawns with that Ferris, even gone through some insanely thick stuff on the double and triple cut, and it's running like a beast. So anyway, you guys see the Great Dane is back out, and there's a very good reason for that. I've only filmed part of this right here. I didn't end up filming this whole big property because I couldn't find a place to put a camera. Actually, it's pretty ridiculous. But I knew my tripod was probably under my seat, but I didn't want to bend over to look for it. Back to why I'm on the Great Dane, actually. I hurt my back earlier in the week, and I believe it is an issue with my disc. One of the discs in my back, whatever the case may be, but it is a shooting pain in my lower back on the one side, and then it shoots pain straight down the front of my leg into my knee. It's 10 times worse when I'm sitting. When I'm standing or walking, it's usually not too bad. And I jumped on this thing and figured, how much worse could it be? So what I decided to do was to roll with this for a little while. When I first did it, I'd hit a big divot on the Walker MT, and that's when I first heard it. So every time I sit down, I'm putting myself right back in that same position. Alright, this is just a quick walk around. I sped it up. I had it actually sped up faster when it was shaking so bad I had to slow it down. But just blowing off the driveways, you're going to get a scope of these two properties. Most of this one right here, actually. There's a small area in the back. It's not too big. But anyway, so as I was saying, I was on the Walker MT when I did it. So every time I sit down, it's just excruciating. It's pretty much brought me to my knees a couple of times. And it's just, it's so much pain. And even though there's no suspension on this Great Dane, riding around on this, I'm in far less pain than when I sit down. The worst part about the last few days is getting back in the truck and riding to the next lawn. That's where it really, starts hurting, sitting in that truck. I can't wait to get to the next lawn just so I can get back out of the truck. But it's just been a nightmare for the last few days, and it still hasn't gone away. So I'm hoping sooner rather than later I can overcome it and continue on. But there's not really much you can do. Pull up your big boy pants, I guess, and keep doing it. There's no employees to help me. I can't just call my customers and say, sorry, I got to take a week or two off to heal up. It just doesn't work that way. So you just got to kind of suck it up and get on with it and get it done. And as of this video being uploaded, I am done for the week. I have one lawn I got to mow tomorrow, which is just my neighbor's because she has an event going on. But that's it for the most part. So on to bigger and better things. The Ferris is running great, and I hope that finally solved it and the issues are done with that mower. The season's coming to an end. There's a lot of leaves falling down already. Fall is definitely not here, but it's not far off. The temperatures are finally starting to cool down, so here we are. Hopefully I make it to the end of the season without hurting myself worse. If I was sitting in a plow truck for hours on end right now, there's no way I'd be able to take it with the condition of my back. So things can always get worse. That's a fact. I know it's a lot of talking in this video, guys. Please bear with me. But so I usually mow this front yard with the walker. The front yard and the backyard, they grow like crazy on this property. But there was no way I was sitting down on that mower today. So I've mowed everything with a Great Dane for the day, for the last 2 days actually. And I threw this 6.2 accelerator on. It is the biggest accelerator they make. And the thing just does an awesome job. So I cut it once, and then I threw the accelerator on and bagged up what was laying there, and it just really does a good job. I'm glad to have it. And I'll tell you what, this is a second accelerator that I've owned. I will never ever go back to a steel grass catcher. It is night and day difference. These accelerators cost so much more money, but they are worth every penny of it. I can't even really explain it to you until you've used one, but you just really, if you get a chance and you got the means to buy one, then by all means, get one. If it's for you, if that's what you use. But
So I've used that for the remainder of the day on any properties I needed to. And if you look back through my old videos, you'll see I made a bagging system to hang off of grass catchers for doing leaves years ago. Well, I just got the stuff the other day to make another one because, as I mentioned last fall, this Great Dane will be my fall mower this year.
So some of you guys have probably seen this on other people's channels, the Darwin's grip for the weed whacker. I will do a demo on this because of my back issues. I ordered these because everyone says they help you to stand up a lot straighter with the weed whacker. The problem is I ordered this over a month ago. I ordered 2 of them, and I have repeatedly emailed the people that says, if you have any questions, email. Nobody has answered me. Nobody's replied. Nobody's nothing. You never hear back from any of them. So all of a sudden one of them shows up today, even though I ordered 2. It's all scratched up, paint gone all over there. It's all scratched up with the paint gone over there. This whole end right here, this thing is all, it's like it's been beat around. The box, there's no dents, no dings, no nothing in the box. So it didn't get damaged in shipping. It's like it was kicked around the damn warehouse floor before they finally sent it to me. Oh, and there's another long scratch right along there. So there's that one long scratch right along there, that whole section there, that whole section there, and that whole section there, all marred up and beat up. It's like they sent it to somebody and the people used it and then sent it back. Ridiculous. And then, like I said, nobody answers. Nobody, any of the emails I sent, nobody answers anything. All of a sudden today, one shows up. Where the hell's the other one? This thing better be, it better be the best thing since sliced bread for what I've gone through because of this company.